Well, I appreciate you being here today. Let me just give you one concrete example, not anecdotal, but concrete example of what we believe to be valid voter fraud in the state of Pennsylvania. I draw your attention to an obituary listed for one Denise Ondish in Allegheny County, born 9/10/1946, deceased 10/22/2020. Her application to vote was received on 10/23, the day after she died. It was then mailed by the county back to her on 10/24/2020, 2 days after she had legally passed away. And the ballot was then received back at the county office on November 2nd, 2020. And when you go to the Secretary of State's website today, it says that she voted in this election effective November 2nd, 2020, a full 9 days after Miss Ondish of Allegheny County passed away. This is not, this is not empirical. This is not anecdotal. This is hard evidence. And if you do your jobs from the media, I'm sure you'll find additional examples. And this will be one of many that we will be filing with the court. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's Wayne the pre-show here? What a weekend. What a week. Well, a couple of us are feeling under the weather right now, but
we got headaches.
Yeah, we got major headaches and feel like I got a cold, but we are pressing on. To my left, your right, Leah Bella. What's up, Lee?
What's up? Blue eyes a little bit red today. I have a little bit of it. It's not like a pink eye, but it's definitely something I think it's COVID related. I talked about it over the weekend. It is what it is. Like and share the show.
That's right. And then we have the bishop, the brother, Reverend Pastor, Deacon, Dr. Bishop there on, and Mr. Brian Smith. What's up, Brian?
I'm just going to give a shout out and just let y'all know, if you're praying differently today than you've been praying in the past, then maybe God is speaking to you and you need to do something different. Because I ain't changed my prayers, and I'm still praying like I always have been. Right? That's it.
Today is Monday, November 9th. We're almost a week past from the election. Things aren't better. People are taking to the streets, especially Trump supporters are taking to the streets. With the Stop the Steal election protests of the 2020 election. And, look, honestly, you can't say that you don't feel for many of our friends and whatnot because of what they've been hearing coming from out of the states, the contested states, discrepancies, irregularities, different things. And President Trump today has put forth a lot of the lawsuits out there to start this process. What do y'all think about that?
Rudy gave a press conference yesterday. I mean, if he can prove what he says that he's got on his hands, and the people that were poll workers and they're there. Sidney Powell gave an incredible interview yesterday. I don't know. She says that guaranteed Trump's got this. But first off, Sidney and Rudy, please get the correct evidence to the judges and Brett Kavanaugh, ACB, and I believe Roberts were all three on George Bush's legal team, which it's great. That's fantastic. But we just need to get it to the Supreme Court correctly the first time, because there ain't no second time.
Yeah. So you're right. Sidney Powell did claim that Trump team has uncovered 450,000 fraudulent ballots thus so far that are going to go to court. But found issue today as I'm trying to do research, so that way I get out the proper research and make sure that everything's correct. I can't really find any hardcore evidence yet that I can report to our audience that I feel comfortable reporting on that is true, other than the fact that Denise Ondish from Allegheny County did vote in this election and she is dead. And she shouldn't have voted. And also the fact that there were ballots. I'm not even going to say a number of ballots because one time I heard 3,000, next time I heard 6.
Right.
But there were ballots that were in a county in Michigan that happened to swing it and turn back into a Trump red. That is the only proof I have that I was able to research that's been proven so far.
I saw a little bit of the Sidney Powell interview with Maria Bartiromo.
Yeah,
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, look, if you just take the interview from what she's saying, you're like, oh, gracious, this thing is big. But then you think, okay, so I hope that you can prove that in front of a judge, because there have been some lawsuits last week that were tossed out.
Right.
One in particular where the Michigan judge was like, the reason why I'm tossing this out is because y'all sued the wrong person.
He said, no, right. That's amateur hour. That's amateur hour right there.
Y'all sued the wrong person, so I'm throwing her out. It makes, and toward the end of the week, we heard President Trump was trying to add more people to the team because he was like, well, maybe we don't have the right people on the team. President Trump is fighting for his political life. And, like Brian said, it's amateur hour when you're suing the wrong person.
No, that only happens when you're doing it yourself as John Q. Public. That's not a lawyer. And we're talking about not only being a lawyer, we're talking about making it to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is the Super Bowl of Super Bowls for lawyers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is huge. This is a career maker or breaker for lawyers right now.
We have a little excerpt from that, from what, thank you, Beverly. Beverly just became a Patreon just a few minutes ago.
God bless.
Thank you so much.
United States of America to delegitimize and destroy votes for Donald Trump, to manufacture votes for Joe Biden. They have done it in every way imaginable, from having dead people vote in massive numbers to absolutely fraudulently creating ballots that exist only voting for Biden. We've identified at least 450,000 ballots in the key states that miraculously only have a mark for Joe Biden on them and no other candidate. If you look at Florida, where things were done right, you can see that that's how the rest of the country should have gone. But they also used an algorithm to calculate the votes they would need to flip, and they used the computers to flip those votes from Trump to Biden, and from other Republican candidates to their competitors also. I think Doug Collins had the race stolen from him. I think John James had his race stolen from him. It wasn't just President Trump. There were many people affected by this. We have got to fight tooth and nail in federal court to expose this abject fraud and the conspiracy behind it, and get a recount and audits in every place it's needed, which is, frankly, most of the country.
So there are recounts going on right now. We know that in Georgia, you have a list of numbers of ballots with only Joe Biden on the ticket. You say it's 98,000 ballots in Pennsylvania, 80 to 90,000 in Georgia, another 42,000 in Arizona, 69 to 115,000 in Michigan, and 62,000 in Wisconsin. Sidney, if this is true, this appears systemic. Where is the Department of Justice? Where is the AG Bill Barr? If this is so obvious, then why aren't we seeing massive government investigations?
I don't know. We definitely should be. I mean, we're getting reports of all kinds of fraud. We've got getting an affidavit from a postal worker now who talks about having been ordered to backdate ballots. No ballots received after the polls closed on voting day should even be counted. We've got multiple states that didn't even follow the rules of their own legislature. That's a federal constitution.
Talk about that because of the thing. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, she said there's algorithms that did flip for Joe that should have been Trump's. They'll have to take that to court. Courts will look at it and see if it's worth.
And this is also anecdotal, but very strange and suspect that Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein's spouses and family members on the board of Dominion, the program.
Allegedly, yeah.
I'm just saying it's just weird.
Right.
And
right.
if you look at it, just like, hey, well, you're a politician, and that's a voting program.
Yeah.
And then she was asked in the interview, Sydney was, well, why isn't the Department of Justice on this? Why aren't there big investigations? And Sydney said, quote, I don't know. There definitely should be. So that's what I'm hoping for. And that's what I'm wishing right now is I want to see everybody and anybody out there investigating this and giving us some good hardcore evidence. Again, audience, I'm not saying there isn't hardcore evidence. I'm just saying I want to fast forward already to the good part where we can get into court and really start hashing this out.
Right.
Like I'm done with hearing we've got this, we've got that, we've got that. That's great. I'm so happy that we have evidence that can take us to court. Now let's do it. Let's do it. I want to get to the next part.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, we need to move the emotional part out and start thinking logically and with common sense, and hold these the Trump lawyers a little bit more accountable, because again, this is President Trump's political life. You can't go in there with just a whole lot of affidavits saying that somebody said, because without showing some type of proof. You have to have proof. And I can't, I mean, and I hope that it's there. And I know many of the Trump supporters, I know how you're feeling. I know how you're feeling. I know how I felt back in 2000. Now, let me also say, we can't compare 2000 to this. It's not even close. It's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's a totally different situation.
It's a different ball game. The whole thing is completely different. And we're talking about 5, 6, possibly 7 different states. They're doing everything they can and follow the letter of the law legally. They've got to find, and people are like, oh, I know somebody here. I know one here. I know there's 100 here. No, guys, they need millions of votes scattered across these 5 states. Millions have to be found in fraud.
Well,
if that's possible, Sydney says yes. And then one last thing real quick. Somebody said something about the watermark in the chat. The best person put it this way. A company that developed a watermark on the paper that was then distributed to every single polling outfit everywhere across the state, not possible.
Well, they make their own balance.
Right.
The states do. But the only thing that is actually exactly the same in this case as the Al Gore case is the media call it for Al Gore. The headline was President-elect Al Gore. And I will say it again. Maybe I didn't say it on the show. Maybe I just said it to my family. Joe Biden can play pretend, dress up all he wants. He can dress up like he's the president-elect. Kamala can put on her little pearls and her little 3-tone pearl necklace and play pretend vice president-elect. They can do all that they want to. It's all pretend. It's all fairy tale at this point until the actual election is over and the numbers are certified and it is announced. All they're doing right now is playing pretend. And she can look and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the vice president of them all? And it's still not going to answer her because she isn't the vice president, because she's playing pretend right now. So they can go and have their little pretend fairy tale, but this is not over until it's over.
Yeah.
And
that's just causing civil unrest. Joe Biden should have came out and said, look, for me, in order to keep the peace, I cannot announce that I'm the president.
Exactly.
He should have said, you know what, just in case, you guys, just in case Trump does win this, and this isn't me talking, I'm just pretending I'm Joe. You know, just in case Trump does win this, the worst thing I can do right now is come out and tell you I'm your president and then pull back and lose. And this whole entire country is going to be set on fire because the left will go absolutely berserk. That's why we had to board up the buildings to begin with. It wasn't the Trump supporters. It was our supporters that would have burnt down the buildings. So it's probably in my best interest, since I'm so about peace, right? He's so much about peace, to bring us together. Literally, the worst thing he could have done was announce that he was president, because that is going to tear us further apart in the end if he wins this. That is the most dangerous thing he could have done. So I don't know what on earth they were thinking with doing that, but I can tell you, if you think that he is a president of peace, that tells you right there he isn't.
The media, ABC, I think it's ABC News with like Good Morning America or something. I was in a client's house this morning. She had that on. It was sycophants. They were just drooling. It was Chris Matthews with a tingle up my leg for Barack Obama. They were President-elect Biden, so historical. President-elect, Vice President-elect Kamala, she has broken through the lead, I don't know, glass ceiling, lead,
glass
steel,
ceiling, yeah.
whatever.
See, that's what they want. That's what they want.
So
they want you to get emotionally attached,
the
so that way
tearing,
when Trump wins,
right? The tearing apart of the two parties, just vehemently ripping us apart and putting Biden with no state has verified any elections yet. Technically, there is no winner right now.
No, there's no winner and no loser.
Technically, right, exactly. Technically, there is no winner of the two. There's a projected winner, but
By
when
the media,
everything is counted and everything is certified and vetted and written off, signed by the Secretary of State, then you have the winner. Now, many people are out there saying, "Well, the media can't select the president." The media, for as long as I've been alive, has been projecting the presidential. They did it in 2016. They did it in 2012. They did it in 2008. They have always projected the winner. It doesn't mean that's the winner. It doesn't mean they projected Al Gore, the winner of 2000. He didn't win it. They didn't, right? I think that's right. They projected Al Gore as the winner of the.
Yeah, they projected Al Gore.
Yeah,
2000 INNews.
And what was it? Time Magazine that said "Madam President" for Hillary
the night before. They had to burn all those.
What do we do?
This media.
What do you think this is going to happen? What is going to happen if Trump does win? What will happen with the left? Again, this is opinion. I'm not trying to state facts here. This is my opinion. The left is going to go berserk. My gosh, look how berserk they went just a few months ago.
You know, my wife and I were having lunch yesterday at a restaurant. It's beautiful here in Cincinnati. Global warming has taken hold. We were at 79 degrees yesterday, and it's just gorgeous out. And as we're eating lunch, 2 tables down, a girl who looked like she was in her mid to late 20s was talking to a group of friends, and one of them happened to be a black guy, but the rest are white. And she's railing to her friends that Joe Biden is the most moderate president and the best choice ever. Holy hell. And that's what's happened. That is what's happened, is that they gaslit an entire generation of people. Lunchbox Joe. He's a middle of the road guy. Come on, man.
But you know what, though, to a point, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I do believe he is a lot moderate than what they have in the he's a lot moderate than what they have on the Democrat side today.
AOC and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you're talking about full-blown communist,
he is not that.
No, however, he's not that.
He's going to implement policies that lead that way.
But that's what he'll do.
Right. He will move that way. Most importantly, because Kamala Harris, what? Oh man, dollars to donuts. That if this is allowed to stand, AOC plus 3 will become best friends with Kamala Harris
overnight. Yeah, yep, overnight.
We have to get the Senate in Georgia, and then I don't care who she's best friends with.
Well,
I don't care.
I put up the fight about Georgia. I put up the fight about Georgia yesterday. And most of the Trump supporters are like, we don't care.
Well, they best care.
But
yeah.
They're like, if they aren't supporting Trump, then we don't care.
I
But
don't know what that
that's
means.
where everything. I mean, okay, then that means that. Okay, that I am speechless.
I
But
am
you have
too.
to remember
I was
something.
too.
You have to remember something. Uh, you have to understand that Joe's going to have trouble getting things through the Senate if it's Republican. So his Green New Deal, his immigration issues, all those things are going to die in the Senate. It's so
Well,
important that we have the Senate.
there's a whole lot of things that he's going to do, and they're already announcing them. First off, he's going to start signing executive orders to undo Donald Trump's travel ban. He's going to start getting us back. They've already announced that they're going to put us back in the Paris Climate Accord. They're also talking about the oh damn it! I knew I was going to screw it up with the diversity training, the critical race theory.
Critical thinking, yeah.
Critical race theory.
theory.
They're going to force it back in all government agencies. Mask mandate day one. All federal agencies and all federal land, you must don a mask 24/7. And like I don't know the wording, but it has to do with transcontinental travel. So if you're a truck driver by yourself, you got to wear a mask by law.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to do. He has talked about, and this is according to all the news stations, mask mandate that he wants to put into play. But again, if the Republicans have the Senate, he's going to have trouble putting through certain things. So it's very important. All eyes are on Georgia.
Stopgap,
Yeah. So I don't want to hear anybody say that they're not going to try to do anything with Georgia. Or I mean, I even thought about driving down there. I thought about actually contacting both people that are running, Kelly and Perdue, and saying, hey, what can I do for you? You want me to do phone banks? I'm serious. Like, that's what I want to do for them. So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to make sure that we keep the Senate, and that way, if Joe does get it, then that gives him a spine, because really that's what it will give him. Call down, ask Perdue, hey, what do you need, man? How can we help your team?
I want to know. I want to know about this unity thing that Democrats are pushing out. Joe Biden is pushing out. Everybody's talking about Joe wants to bring unity.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States.
My problem with that is that y'all didn't want to unify 4 years ago.
All 4 years. No, not one day.
Not one day did I wake up in the last 4 years that y'all wanted to unify the country. So now all of a sudden you want us to forget the attacks on Trump supporters in restaurants and on the street. Y'all following Mitch McConnell. Well, y'all can do whatever you want to with Mitch McConnell, but y'all getting up in the face of Trump supporters and getting up in the face of Trump officials. But now y'all want unity?
And
oh, man.
I don't understand. This just didn't happen through the Trump campaign or through the Trump administration. Obama and Biden were in the White House for 8 years. You can't tell me that there wasn't racial issues back then. Isn't that when all the stuff happened with Ferguson?
He set race relations back 70 years.
Okay. So then all of a sudden Obama's going to come in and fix it? I mean, Biden, it doesn't work that way.
Nope. I ran
They're selling you something that they can't possibly give.
Right. I had a conversation with a girl at a convenience store. She's probably in her 20s, maybe early 30s. And she got irritated with me and said, well, some people just wanted change and walked away. And she's one of the workers there. I went back in my car to think about it. You wanted change? Oh, you wanted change from the coronavirus? Is that what they all stuck in their head? Like Corona goes away when Trump goes away?
Remember, Trump ran because of Obama and Biden, and he won because of Obama and Biden. And now here we are again, putting Biden back in. It does not make any sense.
No, and now we're starting to hear Pfizer announcing that they've got a vaccine that's possibly up to 90% effective, whereas that's about the same with the measles. And for those of you, I didn't know this, but they're saying that 40 to 50% effective is the flu vaccine. So this is almost double the effectiveness of the flu vaccine. And I told you I was in that lady's house this morning. She had ABC on. They are now attaching this vaccine to Joe Biden. They're excited about this vaccine because now this could go along with Joe Biden's plan.
And he's not even president.
No, that's what's so sick.
He's not even president, I'm serious. Now I did a little bit of research, and I saw that this gets you something too. Y'all heard what Brian just said, that they're trying to give this to Trump. They were working on this 4 months ago.
They're trying to give it to Biden.
A month ago, under the
Yeah,
Trump
they're trying to give it to Biden. You mean?
Well, I mean, they're trying to give it to Biden, but they were working under this 4 months ago, and Trump was president.
Some breaking news from Pfizer that may have helped the averages. Meg Terrell, I don't know what it is exactly yet, but Meg Terrell has more on this. I'm trying to see how this relates to COVID. I guess if it's antibody research, maybe it's applicable. Is that it, Meg?
It's as applicable as it gets, Joe. It's Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine phase 1/2 results. They just posted online on a preprint server, meaning they've submitted it to a journal. They haven't yet been peer reviewed. But these results show in this early stage trial, looking at 24 patients on 2 lower doses of this vaccine, all 24 generated neutralizing antibodies. Those are the important ones that stop the virus from being able to infect cells. And they saw that at levels 1.8 to 2.8 times what you would see in patients who've recovered from COVID-19. In terms of the safety, they said they did see some fever, but no serious adverse events. And they saw the higher dose wasn't any better in terms of the immunogenicity data than the lower ones. So that's why they continued with these 2 lower doses. So guys, some positive news this morning for both Pfizer and BioNTech.
That was 4 months ago. So President Trump said that he wanted to have a vaccine before the end of the year. Yeah. He's been touting it. He's wanted it. Because he wants the country to heal. He wants to fix the country. He wants to make sure that that this China virus is taken care of the right way, and he put his people on it. People have been working on it. Pfizer and stuff have been working on it. This vaccine doesn't have anything to do with Biden at all. Biden is supposed to be coming out with a coronavirus task force. Whatever, man. Whatever your flavor, neighbor. Trump is the one that has put this plan in motion. This should be labeled for President Trump.
Absolutely. Like how they called it Obamacare. And made sure they named it after Obama. It really needs to be called something to remember that this was Trump, that Trump did all this. I get it that it was warp speed. It was called warp speed, whatever. But Trump's name does need to be on this. And the problem is if Joe gets in come February and March, when all of us are COVID free because half have the vaccine, of course he's going to try to take credit for that when really it was warp speed that got him there if he would get in.
Right. And a wrong to delay demental. Sorry, no, it does matter who did it. It really does. Because y'all been hating on this man, the media hating on this man.
Oh, now it doesn't matter who did it? Everybody wants to blame Trump, though, for the 200,000 dead. Oh, but now it doesn't matter how many you say.
Right. 94% negative news against Donald Trump for 4 straight years.
Right.
COVID is his fault, not China's fault. Making fun of the name warp speed. You guys are making it all a joke, laughing at Trump, laughing at all the hard work. The fact that he was able to bring the government and the private sector together to work on a task force and to create a vaccine in so many months is never been done, never been heard of.
Right.
And they did it. He flexed the muscles and made it happen. So yeah he gets a credit. Joker.
Yeah, he has to. In going back to many of the Trump supporters that are out there right now, they voiced their opinions over the weekend about the election results and the Stop the Steal. There's supposed to be an event this weekend. Believe me, I am not feeling good. I'm not feeling good, and it's Monday. If I get any other what are they called? Leah? If I
Symptoms?
symptoms. If I get any other symptoms, I'm going to the doctor. But
You have to.
I probably won't make that one. But a lot of Trump supporters have been out about, and they're trying to have their voices heard.
I worked hard all my life. I don't want it all taken away by a bunch of socialists and globalists.
I'm here to support President Trump. People don't understand the Constitution and the reality that he's going to win once he takes it to the Supreme Court. They didn't allow the Republican challengers inside the polling places, and they violated the Constitution for the voting process.
And we want to know what happened to this election, so-called elections, because this was a selection, what we see, not an election. And we are taking it to the Supreme Court, and hopefully we are going to win.
We all know there was ballot fraud. I mean, how do you go to bed and wake up and there's like 20,000 votes only for Biden? All of them? Come on, that's impossible.
We give them hell in the legal way. We give them hell as the American way.
Yeah.
Well, and you notice not one building burnt down, not one person beat up, not one store looted. And while that was going on, Antifa demonstrators smashed Democrat campaign offices in Portland, leaving profound messages. So,
Oops.
I mean,
when you gaslight your party to the point of violence,
they're going to hate you
careful.
too.
They're going to eat their own.
They always do.
But I gotta throw something to y'all though, because they didn't start burning anything until Inauguration Day. So we still got a month and a half.
Oh, you waiting for it?
Yeah, I saw it. They didn't really, because Inauguration Day they tried to burn down DC and stuff. So I'm talking about Democrats. So if Biden does get elected, I don't know what our people are going to do. It's easy to say right now because things are still fluid. Trump is still working the lawsuits and stuff. I don't expect us to, go willy-nilly on things. But Inauguration Day, I couldn't tell you what the Proud Boys are going to do.
But you know what, though? But you could tell me what happens if Trump gets inaugurated, though, couldn't you? You don't know what our side would do, but you damn well know what the left would do. That's the one thing we do have proven facts of. We do have proven facts that that's what the left does. So far, the right rioting does not hold up in court because there's no proof. But we do have proof that the left does riot. And they burn down buildings and they live.
We've seen that on Inauguration Day. And that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, right. I get it.
And plus, then let me jump over to your side, because if they overturn this thing before the end of December, you're going to see people doing a whole lot of stuff before Inauguration Day.
Yeah, no, I think so. And just to make it clear for the lefties on the scope, hey, I'm glad you're here. Totally cool. Just be nice, play fair in the chat room. But all we're saying, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, all we're saying is that there were some things that we believe were suspicious and should be looked into. That's all.
Both sides have a right
to do that. If you want a free and fair election, just like
Mm-hmm.
we want a free and fair election, there's rules that you have to follow by. And some of the rules look like they weren't followed, i.e. lawsuits. That's all. They'll get to the bottom of it. And again, like Wayne said, God's in control. For those of you upset and tense and fired up, please don't be. God's in control. There's a reason, there's a purpose for everything, because God has something to do with everything. And this right now, maybe it's not something we wanted. I know I didn't want this, but you got to understand it's here. There's a reason for it. And we'll know more. Hindsight 50-50. When we look back, we'll know more. But as it is right now, we got to let this thing play out.
I just got the Daily Mail. I don't know how. What do y'all think about the Daily Mail?
They come at me all the time. They always email me. I keep unsubscribing, but somehow don't happen.
Okay. What do y'all think about them, though?
I don't think anything of them.
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking the Daily Caller.
Okay.
If I see a story and I think it's worth reading, I'll read it. And if it's factual, okay. And if not, then I'll say, not going back to them again.
Daily Mail just put out a article that says exclusive. She has her own agenda, in quotes. Ivanka quietly urges Trump to concede as she eyes her own White House run.
And see, that's what they want you to think. That's what they want. Did Ivanka say that? Did she come out and say that?
No.
There was also an article that said people close to Trump are trying to talk him down.
Here's the thing. I also have a family member that's close to Trump and Ivanka and them. I could say something too. I could claim it. I have proof that I have a family member that's directly connected to the Trumps. Okay. And then I could claim something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Because I have proof that I have a family member directly connected to them. But I don't sit here and claim that. I'll guarantee you the Daily Mail, I probably have a better source than the Daily Mail does. But you can't go around spreading stuff like that.
Right.
You can't.
Right. No, you can't. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they even put that up there.
They're trying to cause chaos. Honestly, I wish that we could just go an entire day without with having every single news story reported. You have to have the actual person there shaking their head like that. Yep, I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how the whole thing came out that Trump was going to just step down and say, yep, all right, I'm done. He just came out. I can find the report and said, no, we're going to keep going. It says here, Fox News, Trump not backing down, campaign manager says, urging staff to have patience among legal battles. That was 18 minutes ago on Fox Breaking News. So for anybody who thinks that he's listening to anybody else in his staff, they're dead wrong. That comes right from Trump.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's President Trump. For anybody to tell him to concede, then there's something wrong with you up here. He still has avenues that can get him the nomination. If they are proven, things can get redone and fixed and whatnot. That's what he's trying. That's what he's trying to do, and that's what many Trump supporters want him to do. What do you? Real quick. This Brett Baer thing. Why is everybody going after Brett Baer?
Because he called. Wasn't he the one to call the election for Trump or for Biden?
He's the one who defended the choice to call Arizona.
Yeah,
34%. When Arizona was at 34%, Brett Baer decided to call it.
But
that's why.
But here's the thing: Brett Baer and Martha McCallum brought on the news desk producer or whoever it was, and asked him, "You really sticking with this?" So it wasn't like they called it. The news guy at Fox News called it, and they read what was called, and then they asked him, "Are you sure you want to keep it like this?"
Well, I actually watched that live, and that's not how it went. Brett Baer rolled over and died. Okay, when it came to that guy, Brett Baer asked him the question. He didn't say, "Are you sure you want to call it like this?" and tilt his head and kind of persuade him to back down. Brett Baer was like, "Okay, tell us why it's called like this."
And there's more people in the chat, guys.
And then he explained. Hold on one second. Then he explained it. The news desk then explained it to Brett Baer, and Brett Baer was like, "Oh, okay then." Like Brett Baer he won't fight. You know, if you're part of this and Brett Baer wants to get a fair story, why isn't Brett Baer asking good questions? Remember when Brett was interviewing Trump and making sure that those questions were thoroughly answered, even if it ticked off Trump? Well, he didn't push back on that news desk guy. If you could find the footage, that would be great. But he kind of took the news guy the desk just kind of at his word, instead of saying, now how do you really know? Now, is there a chance that Arizona could flip? No. And then the news desk guy says, based on our calculations. Well, have your calculations ever been wrong? Could we actually be wrong? Is this 100%? Because if not, maybe we shouldn't call this. Brett did not push it. If that had been Trump behind that news desk, it would have been a whole different interview.
It's
Well,
the
hold
new
on.
Fox
Okay,
News.
okay,
It's the new Fox News,
okay,
though.
okay. How many people watched the 2016 election? Okay. Brett Baer and Martha McCallum also called that race for Trump, even though there were legal challenges ongoing by the Clinton campaign.
Whatever gritting their teeth when they were saying it.
Who?
Martha McCallum, Brett Baer. Wasn't Kelly, Megyn Kelly?
She was gone, I think.
Was she already gone by then?
Yeah, I think.
So then okay, so
yeah,
Martha McCallum.
She wasn't on there.
I just know whoever called it for Trump. I
Yeah.
thought it was a work of beauty because they were after him the whole time.
Yeah, they didn't want to call it for him.
No, and so guys here on the chat, I know you guys are saying Joe Biden wins. That's if it comes out, if it turns out that Joe Biden is winning, if that's what it turns out to be, and Joe Biden is on Inauguration Day, January 20, he's up there and he's doing whatever. I don't know. It's going to be a spectacle for sure. You have to come to grips with the fact is you voted for what you've called Donald Trump. You voted for a guy who's colluding with China, the Ukraine, the Russias, the world powers, the world orders. He's got a long history of racism. It's documented. It's on video. We hear him talk about it. You have literally elected somebody that you've railed against and accused Donald Trump of being.
But I mean, you could say it until you're blue in the face. That's not how they look at it.
Well, no, but
they
it's
never
the truth,
will.
though.
I know, but they're never going to look at it that way.
The media,
The left.
the media research center just sent me a message. MR Media Research Study finds that 4.6% of Joe Biden voters would not have voted for him had they known about Biden's family corrupt business dealings. That's Newsbusters.
Would have or would haven't?
Would not have.
If they knew about it.
Yeah.
Isn't that a shame?
That's called buyer's remorse. Yeah.
Now I don't know if that is proof that that media stole the election, but that's what they said, that they did a study, and if they claiming that if the voters had known that Biden had corrupt family dealings, they wouldn't have voted for him. So
wow. I mean, I see it on Twitter. I see a digital civil war going on right now on Twitter. AOC asking for a list. I'm not even sure what on earth she's talking about there.
Well, she's playing a sympathy thing right now because some Democrats called out. You know what? You full of crap, lady. The Democrats are coming out against her because they were like, we don't need to be talking about defending the police no more. We don't need to be talking about socialism anymore. We lost some real good people.
Yeah,
we lost some real good people because these people came in here and started pushing all that socialism stuff and everything. And AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her squad member girls, they're trying to defend what they're
yeah, I call her Sandy because that's actually if you Wikipedia her, she actually went by Sandy in high school, so I don't even call her AOC.
Oh really?
But oh yeah, she went by Sandy. I can pull it up.
She changed her name.
Yeah, her actual name's Sandy. But she had, and I'm trying to look for the report that she says that if she doesn't, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, she doesn't get her way, that she's actually thinking about leaving politics. And I'm like, let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm looking for the report now that talks about that. But
Ohio was all in for Trump. We campaigned in Ohio. I live in Ohio. Now you can recount Ohio. That's fine with me. I don't care. I wouldn't put up a fight about it because you probably find more Trump votes. That's how it went down in 2016 when the Green Party started to challenge all these cities. There's more Trump votes than we thought. We better stop this. They finally had to cut that out. So no, recount Florida, recount
Here it
Ohio,
is.
recount Texas. That's fine with me.
So it's independent, according to Independent. It's a place that does reporting. It says here that she might quit politics if Democrats continue to be hostile towards progressive causes.
That's what she said. Right. And you know what that is, right? All that is I want more retweets. Retweet me a little bit more. Send some money in.
Tantrum.
Send some money in because they're attacking me and they're attacking my squad. And I put this out. Man, my head hurt. I put this out and I'm telling y'all, don't get in there. Fight. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave them alone because once you start making fun of her and your stuff, she's going to get more money.
Yeah.
You know, let them fight and look. Let's laugh. Let's joke. Let's have a campfire around that crap. You know, don't get in their fight because it's almost like. Sorry, Leah. It's almost like when two girls get in a fight, and you're friends with the two girls, and one girl's like, "Did you see what she said to me?" Okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. Let me talk to her. And then you go to the other girl. Did you see what she? Yeah, I know. You know what? I saw that. I'm working on it. So then,
maybe some girls fight like that, but not me.
But then 2 or 3 days later, they're friends again.
Yeah, that is true.
And
my daughters didn't want to go back.
And
to
then
school
you're the
for
bad
that
one
reason.
for saying anything.
Yep.
Right,
That's why I
exactly.
always stay out of it, Wayne. Because then you're the bad one for saying something. That is the truth. That is the truth. You got that right. Yeah, stay out of AOC stuff. She's like a Venus flytrap. I mean, the more you feed her, the bigger she gets. You don't want to do that. Don't feed her. Starve her. You know, like just stay away from her. Starve her emotions. I'm serious. Brian Way making that face. It's actually a really good comment.
Yeah,
I mean,
starve
her emotions.
Exactly
Starve her Twitter account. Starve her emotions. Starve her Twitter account. Don't let her get one up. Right. And that's how you get rid of the squad. If you stop giving them nicknames, if you stop making them into a brand, they'll eventually disappear. Just like MySpace. We don't talk about them anymore. You know, MySpace is still around, but nobody uses it. Nobody uses it. Wait till something bigger comes along.
Are you still friends with Tom?
Yeah, God love Tom. But you know, they made a brand out of AC in the squad. And what do brands do? They go away when they become irrelevant or when people stop paying attention to them or giving them money. And that's all you have to do. It's simple.
Arthur says Trump won't even get to the Supreme Court. His bizarre rants will be laughed out of minor courts. You know what? I don't know if they're going to get to the Supreme Court. But I do know that he has a lot of lawsuits that will be heard in these appellate courts and these state courts right now, and that's all he needs. He doesn't need the Supreme Court.
Right, and for you to say Donald Trump's rants, Donald Trump's not going to say anything. It's his lawyers taking care of this.
Trump hasn't been in the public for the last 2 days.
No, he's been playing golf on purpose. He did that on purpose. He wants the left to say something. Do it. I'm going to go play golf. Go ahead and say something. Because they wanted, the media probably wanted him. Oh, he's sitting inside. He's watching everything feverishly. You know, he's about ready to have a heart attack. They wanted him to not be seen. But no, he played chess and he moved one up on them. He went out and played golf. There you go. What do you think? And then he took a picture with a bride in your face media. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
He's the master at it. He's still tweeting out. They're also censoring like everything that he tweets out about this election. Everything is censored on Twitter.
I can't believe how many people are following me on Parler in just the last 2 days. The influx of people coming over to Parler is insane.
Crazy. Yeah,
it's insane.
Look,
I didn't even know my username on there. I literally had to go look because I just started getting all these alerts. I haven't been on it for a long time, and I thought, well, maybe I should go on at least see what my username is, and of course it's just at Leah Bella. But I was surprised because I thought that it would be longer than that. I don't even remember making this account, Wayne.
Good for you, Leah. Hey,
What?
good for you.
Oh, you don't get
That's
any
great for
followers?
you. That's
You didn't get
great,
any?
Leah. I'm so happy for you, Leah. That's
Aw.
awesome.
Well, Brian, say who you are. You'll get some. But anyways, there's a point that I'm trying to make here.
Oh, sorry.
Ever since I gained like a ton of those followers overnight, my parlor's been frozen up, and they said it's because of the amount of people trying to get on, and they apologized.
Yeah.
They said, we're sorry, but we have networking errors because of so many people trying to get on.
I paid a bill and get some more bandwidth, boys. What's going on over there?
Yeah, I guess they were shocked about it.
Mine's just flat out Smith, SMYTH.
There you go.
You know what?
That's easy enough, huh?
Yeah.
I will talk to them and let them know about Brian, because if Brian's not getting anybody, that's crazy. But I mean, girl, I'm already at 260,000 already.
We need to be up there. Yeah.
Well,
crazy.
it would be nice if my boss actually would get us a badge.
Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, in my driver's
thanks, bud.
license, I think
you can help us out a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
And one of the golden ones that is considered an influencer. We don't want just a red P. We want the golden P that considers us an influencer. That's what everybody on the chat kept saying. Well, how come you're not an influencer on here? You're on the Wayne pre-show. I was like, talk to boss.
You should have told me that.
They were saying, they were like, man, boss got to do something. I said, talk to boss.
Well, I tell you what, look, 77,000 have already, and I put this out 46 minutes ago, 77,000 have already viewed this show on Parler already.
What?
Wow.
77,000.
Wow.
I am looking at insights right now, 77,000 impression, 78,000. I'm sorry.
That's fantastic. I didn't realize Parler was
Yeah, I'm like I
doing
said,
what it's doing.
I looked, and overnight I had 2,000 more followers than what I had, and I didn't have a lot to begin with because I haven't been vocal on there, but I'm going to start being vocal. So
Ragnar on Parler says I has just called out my website. Let me tell you something, Ragnar, real quick, and I'm only going to say it for you. Well, actually, I'm saying it for a lot of people. You can call out the website all you want to. I've been working on the website since 2012. I did it I was by myself for most of that time. I wasn't getting paid for it. I just did it. I found somebody that could help. They start putting Google ads on there and stuff, so at least that would help take care of the cost, because I was losing money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I have one full-time, 2 part-time people putting out stories. Those ads pay for my staff. Now, we also have a subscription one that doesn't have any ads at all. If you don't want ads, you have an option. You can join the subscription. Now, I know some of y'all don't want that. Some of y'all just want to complain about, you just want it free. I understand. I've been there before. It's just that we have people that we have to take care of. Just like we have people on this show we need to take care of.
It's no different than a commercial break on television when you're watching.
That's all.
It's no different than that. I have a question though. Some people are saying if they watch the show on Parler, can they still comment in the chat room over here? I don't think so.
It will take you to the YouTube.
Oh, good. So it'll be like a YouTube. Okay, so then that's a yes. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. And I still don't understand, like, if someone comments to me on Parler, I don't see where it shows up. It just doesn't automatically show up like on Twitter. So
there's a show
comment?
conversation.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so then I'll just look there.
Yeah, click on there.
Okay.
President Trump did respond, or I found this about how tough he is, and I want to show this to you.
Your coworkers, peers describe you
as somebody who never gives up. We never give up. We can never give up, right? Never.
Oh, and he won't. He'll go till it kills him. He doesn't care. He'll fight to the death. He will.
That's the warrior we elected. We knew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think we knew how much of a warrior he could be and how much heat he could take. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you Republicans thinking you're gonna run, Mark, somebody floated out Nikki Haley and Marco Rubio. Yeah, you guys run 2024, you're gonna get crushed. They're not gonna play with you like a kitty cat, like they did with George W. Bush compared to Trump.
Right.
They're gonna hammer you to death.
Patrick on Parler says, I agree. Brett didn't call it. His producers called it. He was clearly skeptical when he announced it. Then he questioned the math man on the math, and it was clear he was still skeptical. But at the end of the day, his job is to report, not to decide. It's the producers and the math man who had it wrong.
He could ask a little more questions. I watched it. Go back and watch the interview.
I watched it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of
could have pushed the guy a little more. He pushed Trump more. They always question Trump though and keep going. He could have kept going with that decision desk a little bit more. He was easy on that decision desk. You can't tell me he was as hard as on the decision desk as he was Trump. You've got to be like that on all playing levels. How are you going to interview one person that tough like you did Trump and then use the kid gloves on your decision desk? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not real happy about it, but I'll let it go. Oh, yeah. But if that was Trump back there calling Arizona for himself, you'd have been like, now, how can you call Arizona for your Trump self? How couldn't you?
He's worried that they're going to go Judge Jeanine Pirro on him. She got canceled. They canceled her show.
For Friday night.
For Saturday.
Right. And that was because Joe was speaking.
Right. No. Right.
They didn't like what she was going to say.
No.
So what is the true story?
We found out later. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me get that quote from the Fox News because
let's get the quote. Let's get the quote up.
I'd like to get the quote straight from the judge. I want to hear what the judge has to say.
I'd like to hear what the judge has to say too.
Well, emotional judge. She's going to say whatever she's going to. Well, actually, no. Actually, she's not going to say anything. She didn't say anything.
Just like Brett Baer. She'll just, right? She works for, I mean, you have to remember something. All these people that we love are still collecting a paycheck from who? From the mainstream media. So even the ones that want to speak up the most still have to kind of stay within their lane because they're being paid by the mainstream media, whether you like it or not.
I just watch and see what they do to Tucker.
Well,
he's a razor. He's on the razor's edge.
Yeah, he does the best that he can.
Well, I mean, because he keeps
the money coming in.
Losing stuff in the mail. So I mean,
oh come on, man! That happens all the time, and they found
it.
They found it.
What happened to Bubba? What's his name? Bubba Lewinsky.
Where's he at? See, and I knew
from him.
I knew that story was gonna just fly off. Fox News disputes the story about her being canceled. Pirro was never scheduled to be on due to ongoing election coverage last night, and she will be back next week along with the regularly scheduled program that was also preempted due to ongoing breaking news coverage. So no regular programming happened that night because of the election stuff. So, but many people on social media are like, yeah, she got canceled. They canceled it. No, Fox News is saying no.
Let me call her real quick. Let me see what she has to say.
Yeah, do it. Bring her on the show. We've asked her on the show.
I can't do that.
I know you can. Trump supporters.
We're going to be in Washington, D.C. next Saturday, and we're going to the Supreme Court.
What's going on now is a complete deception. It's election fraud at its worst. I've seen it before in California, and I don't want to see it happen here.
I feel like there's a massive voter fraud. On the night of the election, the president was up hundreds of thousands of votes in various swing states. Somehow, magically by morning, those votes had dwindled away and they're now gone. So I feel like there's a lot of fraudulent voting took place. Magical ballots appeared overnight in the favor of the person that the media is telling us is the new president-elect, who I don't believe he rightfully earned it. I believe that it's a fraud, a scam. The media is in cahoots with the Democratic leadership to overthrow a rightfully elected president, Donald John Trump.
I do have some breaking news from Donald Trump. He just announced that Christopher Miller, let's just see here. I just want to make sure I'm right on this. President Trump says he's terminated Secretary of Defense Mark Esper with Christopher Miller, correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Counterterrorism head.
Yeah.
The counterterrorism head, Christopher Miller, will take the place of fired Defense Secretary Esper.
Yeah.
You know what? Last night, reports said that he wasn't going to get fired.
2 days ago, they said he reportedly 2 days ago says.
Well, Trump just tweeted 6 minutes ago.
Right. But I'm just saying.
And Esper said that he wasn't going to resign. And that, right?
Right. The Hill reported that a couple days ago.
You know, I got a report that Esper and a couple more were already coordinating with the Biden campaign already.
And do you know what everybody's putting in the comment section? Fire Ray. They all want Ray fired.
I mean, Biden could bring him back, but that would be awesome to fire him.
Yeah. Spanky from Parler says, tell your followers to stop watching Fox News. Tell them if they can't do a simple thing like that they're helping the communists take away the country. Only a weak-willed, mealy-mouthed conservative over the age of 55 will watch Fox News.
Jeez. Pretty brutal, man. Good God.
M. Denora says, keep strong, President Trump. Don't give up. Bush waited 55 days. You can have your time too.
Amen.
Somebody asked, how's come you're not putting up any comments on the screen anymore?
Because I was looking at some more news. I apologize.
They love it.
People get fired up. They want to see their tweets.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Chill says they didn't have you in my feed, Wayne. I had to search. What's that? Oh, YouTube. Okay. Yeah. If you're on YouTube, you have to like the show, and then it pushes us up in the feed. Same thing for Facebook. You have to share the show for us to be seen. Periscope is probably better, actually.
Periscope does a good job.
All the rest of them these days, but we don't want to lose y'all on YouTube or RT and thanks for RT too. Thanks for the international audience that we're getting over there too. I really appreciate it. I
want Trump to win, but
yeah.
You think Lindsey Graham's trying to save his career?
By what? By doing what? He's done a lot of things in the last 3 days.
The contest for U.S. Senate created a red wave down ballot in South Carolina. The only way you can explain these pickups is that we nationalized a race. There's a backlash against outside money, and the Republican brand grew over time over the Democratic brand. I'm very proud of the campaign. The last 2 weeks, things broke pretty strongly for us. Judge Barrett being confirmed was a key moment. I think the way I handled the hearing was seen by Republicans and most people to be competent and capable. A 33% increase in GDP gave people hope that you can deal with the virus without locking down the economy. And President Trump's determination and getting out the Republican base by doing these rallies all helped. Democracy depends upon fair elections. President Trump's team is going to have a chance to make a case regarding voting irregularities. They deserve a chance to make that case. I'm going to stand with President Trump. If a Democrat were doing this, it'd be cheered on. And we're not going to let the media intimidate us into exploring whether or not these contests were fairly had.
That, and he also said if Donald Trump concedes the race now, we'll never win another election as for Republican president. And he also urged Trump to run 2024.
And he donated $500,000 to the court battle.
No, but my whole sentiment is that I don't know. I think Trump deserves to be able to live the rest of his life. He's got a model.
Trump's going to do what he wants to do, though. He ran first time with a model. He was a billionaire and had a model wife before he ran for president. He doesn't care about himself. He cares about the American people and he cares about his country.
Robert Truss Jr. says Trump should have shut up and took the COVID-19 more serious. If he would have, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Joe Biden called Donald Trump a xenophobe and a racist for stopping the travel from China to America in January. They put together a task force with the likes we ain't never seen before. And all of a sudden now we got a vaccine, which possibly 90% effective, when the flu vaccine is only 40 to 50% effective. And they did that within months. It's never been heard of. This usually takes decades, 7 to 10 years.
I say this, Lee and myself feel like things could have been done a little bit better, though.
Hindsight's 50-50, man. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean,
you got to give him credit.
Yeah.
2.2 million didn't die. That's what he was told. He was told 2.2 million were going to die.
Well, I mean, he also did what he had to do to shut down, some things. But then he came back and said that he shouldn't have shut things down.
I just wish that he would have had his same instincts when they told him to pick Dr. Fauci. I wish that he would have said, wait a minute. Let me get to know this guy for a few days. Don't rush me through this. I want to pick this guy. I wish that he wouldn't have went with Fauci.
They sold it to him. In 37 years, President Trump, 37 years, this guy is the guy of all guys. And then come find out, yeah, he's been there 37 years because that's how government employees stay there, by kissing the asses of Hillary Clinton.
My biggest concern is we don't have anything to compare it to. If Joe would have been in office during coronavirus and he says he wouldn't have closed China down, then there could essentially been 1 million people dead. So I just don't know. That's where I have to start. I have to start at day one. And day one was he did shut the borders. He did close it down to China. And Joe said that he wouldn't have. So therefore, Joe would have killed more people. Would he have killed more people with that process if he wouldn't have shut it down sooner? That's my first question.
But he just killed a whole bunch of people over the weekend. He said 200 million died. He did the speech.
But I think that Joe would have done the same thing that President Trump did.
He would have closed the borders then?
I think that he would have shut down the country.
At that time?
Well, hold on, because put Biden in the role of where Trump was, with Fauci in there, Biden would have shut down the country.
Dial it back to swine flu days, though.
But why did Joe call him xenophobia then whenever he shut it down?
The politics.
Because right.
Hold on. So Joe lied. So no matter what, Joe looks bad in this. So no matter what, Joe looks bad. Okay.
Right.
So Joe would have did the same thing, but he just lied and said that Trump was xenophobia because it's gaslighting and that's what he wants you to think. That's how he got where he is.
He already said during some of the interviews that he would shut down the country.
Listen, all I'm going to say is Joe deserves what's coming to him. Because now I'm mad. He deserves what's coming to him if he loses this race. Why are you guys so shocked that I'm saying that? You're telling me that he lied? He lied and said that Trump was xenophobic, but then he went back and said that he would have did the same thing. That's a lie.
Yeah,
If he
yeah.
loses this, he deserves what's coming to him. So why y'all look so surprised when I say that?
What when you say what's coming to him? What's
I know.
coming to
I
him?
was like,
Well, we're talking about election that's not won yet.
I know,
We're
I was
talking
like-
about an election that's not won yet. So again, if he loses this, he deserves that.
yeah,
Think about it.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
thought
but
you were saying something else.
you know, you just said,
gotta
"There he
think a little
deserves."
bit. You gotta think. No, I'm not.
Coming to him.
I'm not thinking like a Democrat. I'm not thinking like a Democrat on emotions. It's funny because Brian, you say never think with your emotions, and there you just thought with your emotions, buddy. See, gotcha.
Look, I thought the same thing. I'm like,
Because you're thinking with your emotions. You're thinking with your emotions, not thinking logically.
Well, I
I'm
mean-
thinking,
come
what
on,
comes next? If
that
he
was
loses,
logically.
he deserves what's coming to him if he loses.
your voice raised, you got serious, and you're like, "Well, he deserves what's coming to him."
Whoa. What's that mean?
Whoa.
Can you define that a little bit? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I was talking about the election.
Okay, all right.
I didn't know that anything else was coming to him. So therefore, the only thing I could have been talking about was the election.
Oh well, it just sounds like you're gonna string them up. That's all.
Well, can jump to conclusions.
He got ice picking.
And look,
You said it.
And Lisa says, I agree with her. What do you agree with, Lisa?
The details, Lisa, please. The details.
All he says, go Leah. Yeah, see, they all know what I'm trying to say there.
She got a little fan group.
I knew what you were saying, Leah, says Patty.
No, y'all did. Oh, well, yeah, no. Actually,
Oh,
you
did
did.
it?
You did.
You guys are just as bad as Leah. Oh, no.
Hey, listen.
No, they're taking him out.
Listen,
Up to
I'm
the
not going to act
woodshed.
holier than thou. He deserves what's coming to him. He can go. He can go. He can go. If he's going to be a liar like that, he can go.
Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, all right, Donald. Okay. He does deserve what he gets. All right, y'all.
I guess.
All right, Leah. Leah's got a little fan group.
Quit laughing and listen to the lady.
Robin says, Leah, fight back, girl. Quit laughing and listen to the late. Well,
Yeah, you get
hey, when
3
you're right, you're
laughing
right.
faces for that. Okay.
Yeah.
There
3
we go.
sideways, not regular, but sideways laughing faces because it's off the rail.
There we go.
All right, Linda. You know what? Forget it. Me and Brian. I tell
Thank you, Linda. I'm loving this. See? They know. Thank you very much. Audience, I must say, extra kisses for you today. Because these two, their minds get a little emotional. They get a little emotional on us. You gotta back in, like what Brian says. Hey Brian, put down the apple. Put down the apple.
I'm not biting.
Put down the apple, Brian. Don't let your emotions get you all riled up. I was just talking about the election. Dose your own medicine.
The first purge since Psycho Chick Monday beat up his car. Come on now, take it down, guys. Come on.
I don't even know what that means. You read it so fast, but that's not even a complete sentence.
There was a song where it's a country song that girl talks about.
Oh yeah, Carrie
boyfriend
Underwood
tearing his car up.
But you're not my boyfriend, so I'm not going to do that to you.
Leaning Right 36 says, did anyone notice how Trump supporters aren't rioting yet? BLM still is.
Yeah.
Because Trump hasn't lost the election yet.
Well, you know what? I also want to step further. I truly believe these people are just so unhappy with themselves. No matter who gets into office, they're still going to do this. I mean, and I think they're having an identity crisis. They don't know who they are. And somebody said, why doesn't the right attack and riot like the left does? And I will tell you something really important about the left. Look at the people who are on the left. Honestly, look at the people who are on the left. A lot of these people have had identity crisis. They don't know who they are. They try to change themselves to become something that they think they should be.
Blue hair.
Because they just, I'm saying full extreme, because then they latch on to this political figure that they think will make them feel complete. Right. Oh, Kamala and Joe, a good example, Alyssa Milano. I mean, she's been so down. Oh, if Trump gets back in, and then she attaches to Joe and Kamala. This makes her feel complete. It makes her feel like she means something again. These people are looking for something so much deeper. And unfortunately, they've connected into our politics and they've sucked on to Joe and Kamala and Obama because then they feel like there's a purpose. Honestly, they're still going to be just as depressed.
Right. They've been abused, and it's nothing short of Stockholm syndrome to where now they are attached to their abusers, the Democrat Party. You've been gaslit, you've been lied to, and you can't see straight. I could show to you, like I said earlier in the show, Leah, and you said, Brian, you could talk to your blue in the face, but it don't make no never mind.
No, it doesn't.
And that's for truly true. When
Yep.
you're completely hypnotized and in a hypnotic state and completely detached from reality, completely detached from your creator, all bets are off. And you saw the anger and the hate with the punching bag of Trump, and where was that? New York Times in the streets.
Yeah, they were kicking it.
They were going at it like animals.
And that's just it. I don't think, I think, you know what's going to happen if Joe does really get in, they're going to get even more depressed because they're going to see that it didn't fulfill them.
Get fixed, right?
No one's going to be holding hands, singing Kumbaya, passing marshmallows around. We still have an entire country to run. And if you think Joe is going to be the savior that pulls us all together and does that, you're wrong. That just doesn't happen.
Every new high is a new low.
Right. So they think their antidepressant is going to be Joe and Kamala. And let me tell you, that's going to be a hard pill to swallow. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow.
One of our audience, what was that? What kind of
I was choking on my spit.
The antidepressant, Kamala and Joe. Take 2 a day. Doesn't work. Cancel the prescription.
Law and Order, SVU.
Yeah, really. Amen to that.
Somebody wanted to know, what did Esper do to get fired? And it looks like, I mean, the LA Times is claiming Esper drew Trump's ire after implicitly criticizing the president's threat to use active duty troops over the spring to respond to unrest and protests over injustice and police brutality. Esper's comments came after he walked with the president across a square in front of the White House to a historic church for photographs. I remember that now.
Yep, I remember too. Yeah. And thing is, I think Trump's going to pretty much do what he wants at this point. And he's not going to hold back. I mean, he's going to do what he wants.
They're going to start holding more rallies too. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that. I did hear about that. There are reports circulating that he possibly could be holding more rallies. There's circulating reports that have not been verified yet, unless Wayne has something there on his screen.
No, I heard it too, and I heard that they were supposed to. I mean, I heard he was going to be reading dead people's names, and I was like, "Oh Lord Jesus!"
Yeah, we ought to read the story of the snake again. That's a good one when he reads it. Million Man March, Republicans in D.C. this weekend.
I heard, yeah. Yep, they're coming out.
I'm too far away. So that's an 8-hour trip one way, man. I can't.
Yeah, I plan on watching it.
Okay.
I'm not going to it. I plan on watching it.
Yeah, I can't go either.
You know what? I tell you what. We'll cover it from here. How's that?
I support.
Yeah.
I got my Trump hat. I got support.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Wayne Dupree Show. We want to thank everybody tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. This thing isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so let us be one of your top sources for the election coverage and also news in general. Just remember, we voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We voted, but we are the news too. You know, we like to cover the news. So please use that.
Yeah.
File that away. That we are
right. We voted for Trump, but we also have to report the news
right
as it's proven, and we're not going to give you a spin on it to get your hopes up or to let your hopes down.
Right. That's not who we are.
No. This is a Mount Everest battle. This is literally Mount Everest.
We're going to give it to you how it is.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's been done. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
So lunch. Why lunch for lunch?
Yeah, it's lunchtime now.
It is lunch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, Wayne.
Huh?
Can I say something before you go?
No. So
Ben Carson's been on this show before. I just think he needs an extra prayer.
All right.
Yeah. Ben Carson has COVID-19.
Yeah.
And I just knew you were getting ready to hit the go button, and I just wanted to jump in just real quick and say Ben Carson's been on the show before, really great guy, and we're all praying for him. It was just announced that he does have COVID-19, so he's in our thoughts and prayers from our show and from us.
Yeah, we are. I've interviewed him many times too, and he is a friend of the show, and we don't want nothing to happen to him. We don't want nothing to happen to him. So we learned about that before the show, and we're all setting up our prayers for him and everything like that. Y'all have any last thoughts?
That was my last thought.
All right, B.
Pray like you ain't never prayed before and keep doing it. Don't stop praying.